Bilbil Radio
Radio Pol
วิทยุสะพานเชื่อม
راديو الجسر
Radio isku xirka
The Bridge Radio.
We are in front of Sandholm, the center where I live, and this is the main entrance. If you come, you are a guest. You have to fulfill some conditions before you enter. You show your ID. They know where you are going, and you have to get the ID of the person you are going to visit. This is very important because they must know where you are going. As you can see, it is a place where it is highly secured.
The Bridge Radio is in Sandholm asylum camp. Here we are visiting two friends who lives here. Sandholm asylum camp is placed inside of a military training area. All the way around the camp there is a fence. On the other side of this fence, soldiers are training for war. Our two friends shows us around and talked about the architecture, the control techniques of the camp and the experiences of living next to a military training area. In this program we will also talk to Henrik Munck, who is responsible for the military training area, and to medical doctor Antonsen.
The cameras are there, as you can see. This is the main entrance. You can see 1, 2, and the other one is there, maybe 3.
It was 2011 February. Yes, February 2011. The first time when I arrived here, I have experience in Norway about similar camps. So I didn't feel anything, and I didn't know also about Sandholm very much. I don't have any stress or afraid.
The other one at the top of the building, it means that when you are coming here, you have to know that you are coming in a special place, as it is written there, no entry without special permission, because it is a special place, and they have to control everything to know what is happening exactly. I don't feel free.
Is the gate always open or?
No, it is always closed. Always closed. If you come, you present yourself to one window there. Even we people who are living here, we must be checked. You have to show your ID, and there is something on our ID that they must check. If they see that number, then you can get in. Otherwise, you cannot. We can go. Yes, let's go.
When I compare it the first time when I came and now, it's too much different. You know, now I know more about Sandholm because I live 4 years with my child. It's for newcomers, okay. If they came here and stay few days to move, it's okay. Because immigration is close to Sandholm, and police also close to Sandholm, so people, they are not travel when they arrive to Denmark. It's easy to be close to immigration and police. So now I know the place, and all the people, they have one name. We are like in one basket. But here people, family, they live here, children, and very nice people live here. But all of us, we are not criminals. But in the news or in the media, all the people like who live in Sandholm, they call like criminals people.
When I came to Sandholm for the first time, I thought that Sandholm was a reception center. It was just to receive newcomers, and after all, they will send them to different camps. This is what they told us. But after time, I have understood that Sandholm was also an open prison. It was not just a reception camp. This is just an idea they are giving to newcomers, but they know themselves what they are hiding behind this. It is an open prison. Because at the former time, it was a camp, a military camp, according to the history of this country. It was a military camp. How they can put normal people in a military camp? That we always see. Soldiers, they usually come in that zone to make their training, shootings, and so on the night. We are in Sandholm, center Sandholm. Can you see those soldiers around? They are going to make some trainings. Now, this is building 81. This is the Danish class, and the other one is building 82, where I teach my students. And here is the second hand shop, and 79A is a computer room.
So what is this area, this street? Who lives in this street?
Asylum seekers are living here.
Is it families or?
Yes, we are mixed families and single. And you can see some fences. You know, when you are here, you are frustrated. It is like a prison. You know, fences. It means that your liberty is closed. It gives the image of the prison. It is an open prison, this one. And you know, in the other side, it is a military zone, and you are not allowed to go there because there are special trainings for military, for soldiers, and they are making trainings all the weeks.
Should we try and go down to the fence and check?
Yes. When you are coming, you saw some soldiers going, and these are the fences that separates the military zone and Sandholm. Where you can see the fences there, they have put this not to secure people who are living here, but only because it is a prison, an open prison, just to control who is coming and who is going out. We are not free. It kind of obstructing our liberty.
And what is on the other side of this fence, this area?
This area is a military zone for trainings. They always come here to make shooting trainings, and we can see tanks, we can hear shootings, we can see soldiers passing, as you saw today. They are making a lot of trainings here, and we are not allowed to go there.
So what happens if you go out in this area just outside of the fence of Sandholm?
I think, I've never seen, but I think police will arrest you. Yeah. We are not allowed to go there. I've never seen, since I'm here, I've never seen refugees or asylum seekers to go there. No.
So how often are there shootings out here?
I don't know exactly. I cannot answer to this question because I don't belong to the army, and they have special schedule, and I don't know exactly. But they come. Since I'm here, I can see they can come 3 or 4 times in a week, but I don't know exactly when they come. Even in the night, they have shootings sometimes. Yeah, in the night. Yeah. And this is very stressful for the children who are living together with us, and even for ourselves, because you know, shootings makes people to think about the war. And a lot of people here, they came from countries that have wars, and when they come here, they hear about shooting, they are afraid mentally because of those sounds. They can think about what they fled from the countries, and it is not good. I don't know if Danish authorities can think about the situation, especially because of children, and because of also people who are living here who come from the conflict zones.
So this is like basically 50 meters away from where people are sleeping, that there's military training, so?
Yes. As you said, it is like this, yeah.
So how often are these shootings?
I don't know, but it's sometimes like in 2 months, 3 months. Yeah, sometime every day. It can be like every day, 2, 3 days, every day.
And how many hours then?
Yeah, sometimes it takes long hours, sometimes also in the night. During the night also, maybe whole night they practice this shooting, and you can hear it very well, like you are it reminds you, war or something wrong beside you, or yeah, it's not nice, especially for children, okay, for me, I accept it, I don't have any choice, but for children it's really it's not good.
How does your son react when the shooting?
Yeah, he's afraid, and he asks me what's going on, and then I explain him there is military camp around, so they are just trailing. But he doesn't understand about military. He is very small. Just he feel it that scary noise, So it's not enough even I explain him. So.
And is it possible to go out to the area around Sandholm or?
No, you cannot walk around the military area. There is distance between Sandholm and the military area. Around there, they have big ground places. You cannot, enter in the military area.
We have talked with Henrik Munck, who is responsible for the military training area.
I worked in the army for at least 30 years. I started here in 1985. Now I take care about the nature, the shooting range, and a lot of military security here. We use it as two fighting battalions at the Høvele barracks today. They have been in Iraq and Afghanistan a lot the last 8 or 10 years. And they have a lot of exercise out in this field around Sandholm. And they train patrols and they trains fightings in the high wood around Sandholm. They also use the open field here. And sometimes they use a lot of ammunition, and there can be some very heavy sound sometimes here. I think it's 1 or 2 times at the week. There can be some nows, or maybe a lot of nows. It seems to be explosion. And also weapon shooting, here, light weapon as a rifle, Kalashnikov as they're using in Iraq. Sometimes it can be all the day and the night. We have some exercise here where they doing a lot of things in very short times. But normally, I think it's for 3 or 4 hours. There are soldiers in the area around us, maybe 10 or 15 hours at the day. But they are not using ammunition all the time. So I think 3 or 4 hours, 3 or 4 days at the week with a lot of noise. So a lot of times there are soldiers here without weapons and ammunition. So we have 800 or 900 professional soldiers and then 1,000 recruits every year. And they have a lot of cars over there. A lot of different fighting cars. They have to take care because we know there is some unexplosive ammunition out there. Only some small things, but the rules are don't touch something at all. Tell it to us if they find something, and we will fix it. Because then you have a exercise is going very fast. Maybe it's also dark. You didn't know if you throw a small grenade. And you cannot be sure about each grenade is explode. So don't touch something here.
So
that was one of the, not the biggest one, but the okay one.
So this is like the middle? Or?
Yeah, I think if they are doing this very close to us, it's high. Yeah. I think somebody can be scared about that if they're doing it here. I think they are 500-600 meters from us now. Yeah.
So this is one of the ones which are not close to Sandholm.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Now you're going to hear one of the. I think it's one of our small. No, it was a truck. So maybe 3, 4, 5 times a year we have a flight here. Yeah. So we normally not use them.
Here many time ambulance is running, police car is running. It's really like you feel sometimes like a war place. You feel like still in your country like in war. Sometimes also you hear, around Sandholm there is a military camp, and you hear many shooting, trailing. So that also disturbing your when you live here for a long time, and your child also ask you what happened and what's that noise and something like that, So it's really for me it's okay, but for children, when they hear that shooting and some because here for children mentality it's not good. My son also every time he asks me, police car, why police here? And in school also he described the place all the time. Like he see the police car, and if the man come to his school, he said, is it police? So it's not good for their mentality to grow in this kind of place, especially family and children. They shouldn't have to live and grow children in this place. They must live, normal place.
We are allowed to do it every day. We are nearly every day. I think we have 180 days where we can use the biggest one, and the smaller firearms we can use every day all the year. But the big one, I think it's 180, and we use them all over the year. We call it it's like a hand grenade. It's a heavy smell. It's a very heavy smell. If you are coming from a place where you have seen the war, I think you can be scared. Yeah, it's heavy. We try not to make the biggest sounds around Sandholm because we know people can be scared about this. But at the other way, if we have to use the field around Sandholm, we are doing it because the young Danish soldiers are training before they are going to Iraq or Afghanistan, and we take care about our soldiers. So if we need the area, we will use it also if it's close to Sandholm. Today it's exactly the same. We have the same uniform in Denmark as we use in Iraq now. So it's a multi-camouflage uniform. We can use it at the field like here, and we can use it in Iraq, Afghanistan, and some other places. So it's the same.
We have talked with Jakob Antonsen, who is a medical doctor and who talk about the health consequences of living next to a military training area.
We have the stress hormones, the fight and flight hormones, which if you go walk in the woods and you see a bear, it's what gives you energy to run really fast and it's what makes you jittery before an exam. It's cortisol and like adrenaline in your body. And if you're in a degree of chronic stress or PTSD, those hormones are elevated all the time, as are they with some depressions. And that's the problem, that your body is constantly in a state of alert. And that's why you can't sleep, because you're always ready to run. And if you keep being in a state where your body is working on overdrive, at some point your body is going to collapse, mentally and physically. For people in depression, for people with PTSD, what we do is to try to take them away from anything that causes stress. We try to shield them from society. We admit them to psychiatric wards where there's calm, there's quiet, there's structure, and there's no noise. And for PTSD patients, we have to keep them away from what caused their PTSD. So if your PTSD was caused by war, it's not very advisable to live next to a military training ground.
When I'm out of this camp, I feel better. But when I come back, I know that I'm now in prison. It is like, this is an open prison. An open prison because you don't have any right. You come just here, you have only the right to go, to eat and sleep. That's all. You cannot do other things here.
Our people in the military, we didn't understand it because there was this exercise field was before they make a Sandholm Center. We didn't understand they are putting them in the middle of the military area where we make a lot of sound. So for my personal part, I don't understand why they put people that are scared from a war in the middle of our place. For me, it's not the right way. And it's the same with Sjælsmark now. There's some very big sounder up there sometimes. So, yeah, we didn't understand. It's not the right way, I think, because people get scared sometimes in the center.
Yeah, of course, you always feel like this is not your imagination when you came to Europe and when you live in an asylum center. And I always really, when I see that fence, I have broken heart because I know the way how we reach here. I know, between died and between alive, most of them refuge for asylum seekers, how to reach, how many hard time you pass, how many desert and sea and many things, I cannot speak all those things. So maybe Danish people, they don't pass that life. They didn't see that life. They grow a comfortable life, but okay. But really, it's painful. And then when you pay a lot of money, most of us, for example, if I explain about my more than 50,000 euro I pay to reach here. Because if I have a safe place, if I have a safe country, I don't want to wish to leave my family, my country. I have fun and I have happy life. I have everything, I can go to church every Sunday. I can see everything. But because of the problem, I cannot live. I don't have country. I don't have place.
Thanks to our two friends for sharing their time and experiences. And also thanks to Henrik Munck and Jakob Antonsen.
Radio Pol.
Radio
Radio
الجسر
Radio isku xirka.
The Bridge Radio